Hello, hello, guys. Hi, everybody. So I'm Heather Prstansky from heatherprstanskycoaching.com, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about this, okay? So I want to talk to you about if you plan to fail, you fail to plan, but I'm going to give a caveat to this, but if you fail to take action, you're going to miss out completely. Okay? So if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But if you miss out on taking action, you're going to fail completely. All right. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I'm seeing an awful lot of plan switching going on amongst clients, amongst Step Up Society members, amongst all these people that I've been talking to. I am in the quest right now of speaking to 100 people over the next 3 months. Whether you're my ideal client or not, I do not care. I just want to have 100 conversations with people over the next, did I say 6 months? 3 months. 3 months is my goal. All right. So 3 months to talk to 100 people. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of phone calls, right? That I am questing to take and to do coaching conversations with these people to really dive into what is keeping them stuck. I'm doing this because I want to provide the very, very best training and information within Step Up Society. And so I need to be able to talk to as many people as possible to really dive into their challenges and their struggles in order to help a more massive amount of people. Up until the point where I launched Step Up Society, I was coaching people one-on-one, right? So, I mean, you're working with people one-on-one, you're getting really deep into their problems, and you're not really looking for more of this like massive problem or like what is it that I can teach that will help the most number of people this week? And that's sort of what I'm into right now. Like, what can I teach this week? What trainings can I build this week that will help the most massive number of people? So if you don't know already about Step Up Society is a weekly coaching and mentorship program, and it's not your typical typical week 1, week 2, week 2, 3, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6 training where it walks you through a step-by-step process. Instead, we do different trainings each and every week, and the group itself, they can request topics. The very first few weeks, we got a ton of great ideas right from the members. I asked them like, hey, what are you struggling with? What would you like to see inside, right? And that's what me and my team built. If I'm not an expert, I'll bring in somebody who is an expert to make sure that you are getting the very best information and training, and that this is the only place that you need to be to uplevel any of your skills, to master your psychology, to really optimize your environment and learn how to do that, to walk through your step-by-step action plan towards your clarified vision. And so as I'm doing this, I'm really looking at people and I'm saying like, okay, what do you guys have going on right now, right? Like, I want to know, what do you have going on in your business? And what I'm seeing is that so many people, they are just kind of starting out. They're just sort of in this ramp up phase. That's probably the majority of the people who are inside of this program because they're ramping up their business. So they're maybe supporting themselves or they're not quite supporting themselves. And they're getting to a point where, they really want to start to take it to the next level. They want to make more money. They want to be, they want to be really financially sound in what it is that they're doing. And so when I talk to them about what are the programs and what are the services that you offer, a lot of times they have like a whole plate of them. They're like, oh my gosh, I've got these 3 programs lined up. I'm launching these 2 things in the next 12 weeks. I do one-on-one coaching. I have these 4 or 5 packages. I've got all of these different things going on. And I'm just like, wow, that's a lot. So how can you possibly how big is your team, right? And they're like, no, it's just me, or like, it's just me and a VA. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So that is just, it's not possible. It's not possible to really launch that much stuff without a great team, right? In such a short period of time, and to do it well. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this concept of really going horizontal with things instead of going vertical. And this is something that, I know that a lot of people maybe don't quite get or haven't quite heard of. Because I see all the time where people are like, oh, I only got 2 people signed up to my program, and so the program was a dud, and now I'm going to throw it away and I'm going to start a new program. And the problem isn't that the program is a dud. Your problem is that, you're obscure. People don't know about your program. Enough people don't know about your program to have gotten into it, or maybe they needed more information or they need more time or whatever it is. And so I'm going to suggest you go horizontal. Launch the exact same program, make it better and better and better each time, right? Take the feedback, keep making it better, but launch it 3 times before you decide whether or not it's done. That might sound like a lot of work, right? That might sound like a lot of risk, but the majority of stuff that you guys are producing, that you're putting out there, is actually quite fantastic. And I think you know that because you're so passionate about it. And then you kind of get to the point and you're like, oh, my results were disappointing. Well, your results being disappointing isn't a matter of the product stinking. Your results being disappointing is probably a matter of the effort that you put into it and the fact that you just didn't put enough action in there. And so when you're looking at planning, back to like planning and taking action that we talked about in the beginning of this, you really want to look at, do I have enough in this plan to make sure that I reach my goals, right? That to make sure that I reach my goals, even if 1 or 2 different paths fail. So if your whole funnel of getting people signed up into your program is something like, or into your service, or into like whatever it is that you are, okay? Like I'm saying program because I'm kind of living in this world right now, but this could be something like, you are launching a brand new service out of your bricks and mortar, or you are really looking to push a particular product that you offer or a particular style that you offer. You need to go horizontal, okay? So when you are doing this, going back into the planning, making sure that you have multiple paths into your goal, because 1 or 2 of them are probably bound to fail, right? Like, I've ran webinars where I've had like 5 people show up, and I've ran webinars where I've had hundreds and hundreds of people show up. So it really depends, and a lot of times that depends on the amount of effort that I put into actually going out there and filling them up. Right? Go figure. The person who takes the most action, right? If I'm posting just once a day on social media about it, I'm only going to get a handful of people signed up, and I might get 1 person who buys, right? But if I'm posting about it 10 times a day all over social media, and I'm running ads to that, and I'm picking up the phone and actually calling people, oh my gosh, God forbid, right? And I'm messaging people and I'm like, hey, one of my very best strategies has been to go through my email and to look at people who have been clicking and reading my emails and reaching out to them personally and inviting them into a conversation and just being like, hey, I'm so glad that you've been enjoying my emails. I'd love to do a coaching session with you. I'd love to get back to you for being in my community. And that's a really great way to, that invite them into your webinar. Right? And so they're getting all this free value from you. They're like, holy cow, she gave me a free call, and now I'm getting a free webinar. And then you get to the end of the webinar, they're probably going to stay for that pitch, and they are probably going to buy, right? So you've already captured their attention. You already know that because they're clicking on stuff in your emails, and they're picking you out of the hundreds of emails that they get in their email inbox each and every day to be this person that is going to be allowed into their brain for that day. That's a really big honor, right? So take a lot of action. If I were to show you, actually, let me just walk you through, right? Like, let me just walk you through what a typical day in the life of a launch might look like, right? So if I were launching a program, something that I might do is to do personal outreach to at least 20 different people each and every day. 20 different emails, 20 different private messages, 20 different phone calls, whatever it is, like 20 one-on-one interactions with people each and every day. I'd probably be running a series of ads, not just one ad, but I'm going to be running, an ad to a blog post that's related to the topic, and then I'm going to retarget the people who engaged with that blog post with something along the lines of just an invitation. So an invitation into your opt-in or into your webinar or into your, however it is that you're going to market. You need to give them a little something, right? So we're giving them 2 for free, and then we're going to ask 1 for a fee, right? And then I'm going to, at the end of that registration page, I might have a tripwire offer. So I've given them 2 things for free so far. So let's ask them to spend a little bit of money. Let's test their buy, right? And so I might invite them into a Tripwire. It might be $9, $19, like whatever it is, right? But that's also going to help me to pay for my ads. So the people who are buying this, it might be 10% of people, and they are going to help me pay for my ads on a daily basis, which is awesome. Yay, right? And then I'm going to take the people who landed on the registration page but who did not sign up, and I'm going to retarget them with a different message, retargeting them either back to the same webinar or to a second freebie, right? And so I've got all of these different ads kicking, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to retarget all of the people who actually attended the freebie or attended the webinar, and I'm going to retarget them with my offer. So I've got like all of these different ads kicking. And then maybe I've got another webinar. I may run it 2 or 3 times and fill it up a couple times. Or maybe I have another freebie that I'm giving them in a follow-up sequence. So I'm sending them an email follow-up sequence for 5 days or for 2 weeks after the initial freebie. And I'm giving them even more value. And they're like, holy cow, this person's giving me so much value. And so that might be something like an audio. I like to do little love notes for my clients, right? And I just say things like, I'm giving them tips and tricks, and I'm just sort of helping them work on their mindset through the love notes, or I'm helping them work on a specific strategy and to take it a little bit further. My cat's screaming here. Whatever it is, where, you can see that there's a whole lot of massive action versus what I see most people doing when they're launching a new product service is they're launching it and then they're putting it out there a few times and then they're going, why didn't anyone come, right? Well, the reason why didn't anyone come is because somebody out there is taking way more action than you are and they're beating you out, right? Like they're stealing the attention away. The money goes to where the eyes go. And so you need to be front and center of attention, which is something that I don't like to do, okay? Like I really don't like to be center of attention. Doing things like this makes me incredibly uncomfortable. Doing things like public speaking, like networking, like picking up the phone and calling people, that all sucks, right? I mean, I'm really introverted and I hate doing it, but it's the only way to get yourself out there. So you just need to do it. You just need to suck it up and do it until you're at a point where you've made enough money that you can pay someone else to do it, right? So, those who fail to plan to fail. But if you fail to take massive action, then you're not going to get there at all. All right? That's my tip for you. So let me tell you a little bit about Step Up Society. Speaking of massive action, because oh my goodness, if you love these trainings, if you are just like, I'm loving these videos, I need more, give me more, Heather, right? You can hop on inside of Step Up Society. It's only $97 a month, which is crazy. Honestly, crazy. I've got people paying me like $4,000 a month for one-on-one coaching. And you're going to be getting weekly coaching and mentorship trainings each and every week that are 100% exclusive to the members inside. And these things are going to help you do things like master your psychology, which is 80% of your success. They're going to help you to do things like strategy. So I just outlined a little bit of a funnel launch strategy. Guess what we're doing this week inside of Step Up Society, right? We are at, actually, it's probably even last week by the time this video goes up, right? So we are building this entire massive training all around launching and funnel strategies, like all around what do the emails look like inside of this thing? How many people do you need to outreach to in order to reach your goals so that you just cannot fail? You just can't. You can't fail in your launch goals because you're going to be taking so much action and you're going to know all of the right things to do that you are, you're going to meet whatever goal it is you set. I've had people who set goals to have 15 people in their program or 100 people in their program the very first time out, or 500 people in their program the very first time out. There's different levels of action that you need to take in order to get to each of these, right? I mean, to get to 500, you're probably going to have to start planning a whole lot earlier because you're going to need some help getting there, right? And if you need help getting there, you need to start building relationships, doing training, like really, buttering people up, getting some joint venture partners, whatever it is, right? we're building out this training. It's going to walk you through absolutely everything. So we've got sort of this technical training. And then if we go back into week 1 of Step Up Society, we talked about some broken business models, why it is that you are stuck where you're at today, and how this applies to both your business and your life. So Step Up Society isn't just about business. It's also about the wheel of life. So we're also talking about relationships because all of these things affect your business. All of these things affect how successful you can become in your life, right? If you are not successful in your marriage, it's going to affect your business. If you are not successful with, optimizing your environment around you, then it's going to affect you in your business. It's going to affect your confidence. It's going to affect your ability to really develop yourself, because your lack of confidence is going to overshadow what it is that you need to see and blind you from seeing it. So we're going to talk about all of these things inside. You need to be there. It's heatherprusanskicoaching.com/step up society. I will see you inside. Bye.